Welcome to this lecture, and in this lecture we are going to start working with strings in C++. So creating and initializing strings is a straightforward proposition and fairly flexible. So we know that string is a collection of characters only. Let's again have a look at string and learn more about it. There are two different types of string in C++. First one is C style string and another one is std string, which is a part of standard library. So in this lecture we are focused on C type string only. So C style string, that we can think of string as an array of characters. Like here we have the index, like the elements are S, A, B, F, and then index mean we have the index on S is 0, 0, and then 1, and then 2, and then 3. So this is a simple C style string with the characters of an array. Let's just see the example of that how we declare the string with the array. So I just already defined hash include iStream, and then using namespace, and then main function right here. So now I just write character to taking the string, then character variable here is string, and then create then empty array, and then here I just write hello. So hello is our string here. So integer I, so I just take an integer which is I here, then I just take here I just write character string hello, and then cout, which is simply I just print a string here. So end line, okay, and then return 0 right here. Okay, so in this example we print the whole string at once. Now let's see the result of that. So you can see here hello is our string here, so we just print this string with the help of arrays. So this is a simple example and the beginning example of the string. If you find any of the problem regarding this lecture, please let me know. Thanks for watching this lecture. Hello and welcome to this second lecture of this string, and now see we are just creating an example of printing the individual characters of a string using for loop. Simply I just paste the libraries and the main function right here, and then character and string, which is the array index, is equal to, here I just write hello. Now integer I, which is the for loop, so I just take the for loop here, because we are just taking the individual characters, or we are just printing the individual characters of a string using for loop. So I, which is equal to 0, and then I, which is less than 6, and I plus plus. Okay, then cout, which is str, and here I just simply print I. So I is our this character here, so I is equal to 0, and then here I just write return and 0. So I just run this code right now, and you can see the hello right here. So in our first example we print the whole string at once, where whatever in second example we print a character of string at each time. As you can see here, just see here that we have the result of hello right here. Okay, so if you find any of the problem regarding with this lecture, please let me know. Thanks for watching this lecture.
Welcome to this lecture, and in this lecture we are going to talking about the string taking as the input. In most program environment, the standard input by default is a keyboard, and the C++ stream objects defined to access in cin. For formatting input operation, cin is used together with the extraction operator, which is written as the greater than sign. This operator is then followed by the variable where the extract data is stored. Let's just come to the example. Here, as you can see, I have a keyword which is cn, and here is an operator which is the greater than sign. Cn is used for accepting data from the keyboard. Remember that. The operator here, as you can see, this is called the extraction operator or getting from operator. The extraction operator can be overloaded. Mean if I put the age right here, so this extraction operator can be overloaded when I just put the value here is 25. I just simply put the value here, so this extraction operator is overloaded right here. The extraction operator is similar to the program what we written in C programming language, which is scanf, but here in C++ we use cn, but at the traditional language like C we use scanf right there. Cn is the object of iStream class, and the data flow direction is from input device to the variable. Due to the use of input statement, the program will wait till the user types some input and that input is stored in the variable. Let's just see, this is the cn right here, and I just put 25 value right here. So the input stream means the program will wait. If I didn't put this value, so program will wait till the user type some input and that input will be stored in the variable, and that will give you the result. Let's just go to the coding example and we just see how this code is worked. Now come to the code. Here, as you can see, I just print integer age and then cn and age. The first element declare a variable of type integer which is called age, and the second extract from cn a value to be stored in it. These operations make the program wait for input from cn. Generally, this means that the program will wait for the user to enter some sequence with the keyboard. In this case, note that the character introduced using the keyboard are only transmitted to the program when you enter or you just return. This key is pressed. Once the statement with the extractions operator or cn is reached, the program will wait for as long as needed till some input is introduced. Let's just go to the coding example and we just see how this program or code will work. Here I just write that hash include iostream. This is simply the library of iostream, and here is write namespace std. Now integer and the main function right here. So this is simple, the main function. Now our coursework is started right here. Integer I just told you, I just declare a variable which is integer and it is called I. Then cout, and cout here is I just write that please enter an integer value. Got it? Now I just define cn right here, and here I just write I just taking the input from this I, so here my variable is stored in the cn, and then I just define one other logic right here. The value you enter is, and here I just define I. Okay, now I just write this is return 0. Hope so you understand. Now let's just run this code. As you can see here, I just print this code, and it's taking the user input. I just told you that due to the use of input statement, the program will wait till the user types some input and that input is stored in the variable. So this program is waiting for me. I just write here which is 25 right here. When I just print enter or return, you can see here this will give me the result right here. Sorry, this is not the exact program what I am just running right here. This was the old program. Yes, you can see here the value you enter is 25. So this is the simple value what I just enter right here. It is 25 and the 25 right here. We understand the cin logic right here. Let's just see how this program flow is work. We have, let's suppose, a keyboard right here, okay, and here we have cin, and then we just provide this extraction operator right here, and then we have the variable right here. Okay, now you just see here, we just taking the user input from the keyboard, then it go to object what is stored in the cin. Okay, cin is simply the keyword. Then it will go to the extraction operator, and using the extraction operator it will store the value and return back the value and go to the next operation. This is the simple work what we done with the cin. How we take the output means cout, how this cout is worked. Let's just see. Cout is opposite of the cin, and we just see how this cout is worked. Let's just see we have this screen right here, okay, and this screen. So after getting the variable and variable return the value, so after the variable we have the insertion operator. This is extraction operator and this is the insertion operator. Means in cin we use extraction operator and cout we use insertion operator. So insertion operator gave the value to cout object, and that object will be printed like this on this screen. Hope so you understand now with this example. So as you can see, extracting from cin seems to make the task from getting input from the standard input pretty simple, and this is pretty straightforward. But this method also has a big drawback. What happened in the example above what we just using right here, if the user enters something else and they cannot be interpreted as an integer, well in this case the extraction operations fail. Okay, let's just see, like here I'm just running right here, so you can see here it doesn't taking the value from the string. I mean that. So this is a big drawback of this program, as this by default lets the program continue without setting a value of the variable. You can see here, and proceeding the undetermined result if the value of means I is used later, or if the value of the I is something else. Now we come to the main program, that how we take the user input as a string. So for that purpose I am just removing this logic right here, and for that purpose we just use getLine string. So the getLine string is a standard library, or you may say this is a function that is used to read a string or a line from an input stream. It is a part of the string header. The getLine function extracts characters from the input stream and appends it to the string object until the determining character and encounter. While doing so, the previously stored value in the string object str will replaced by the input string if any. We just see the syntax of this. So here we have, let's suppose, iStream, and that we are just defining the getLine right here, and then iStream and iStream, and then I just write that this is the iStream is. So is an object of the iStream class which is tell the function is above the stream from where to read to the input from. And if you are defining this str as string, so it is a string object, remember that, and the input is stored in the object after being read from the stream. Okay, hope so you understand. Now let's just come to the example, and we just see the small example right here, and here is defined with the place of variable we just replace string str, then cout, okay, insertion operator, and please enter a name. Okay, I just write here this is getLine, okay, and here in the getLine I just define cin and which is str. Okay, now I just define cout, insertion operator, and here you define that hello, then insertion operator, and I just pass parameter as the str insertion operator, and here I just write welcome to this code, and here I just defining that /n for the single line break, and this is return 0. Save this code. Here I just debug this code here, so my debugging is off because of this program is opening. So build and run, and you can see here, you can see please enter a name. So here I just write hi. Okay, you can see hi, hello, hi, welcome to this code. Or I just write that this is C++, so you can see hello C++, welcome to this code. So this is a simple program what we just run using the string, or we just taking the string as the input. Hope so you understand now with this program. If you find any of the problem regarding to this code and regarding to this lecture, please let me know, and thanks for watching this lecture.
Welcome to this lecture, and in this lecture we are going to talking about taking the multi-words string as an input. Let's just see this example, like we are taking the input of the string that consists of more than one word by using cin.getLine. Let's see an example that here I just write a string name which is the 20 characters right here, and here I just declaring the string as a name, and then cin.getLine. Okay, so this is getLine, and then here I just simply define the name and then size of method right here. Okay, so we just already discussed the size of and then name here. So it will take the string as an input in the multi-line or the multi-word strings. Okay, so cout, and then it will print the name and end line. Okay, so it will simply print this string and then return 0. Okay, so now I just run this code and then learning hub. So you can see it will take the learning hub with white spaces. So cin.getLine and the name and the size of name. So cin.getLine take 2 arguments, remember that, and the string variable and the size of that variable. We have used size of operator to get the size of using variable which is name. So this is a simple logic that we just get means cin.getLine, and we just taking the string with white spaces too. So if you find any of the problem regarding to this lecture, please let me know. Thanks for watching this lecture. Welcome to this lecture, and it's time that in our last section we are just working with pointer. So it's time to get a string with pointers, means we are working with an example of pointers and the string right here. So let's just see that example. So character, name, and then the empty string right here, and then string name is learning. Okay, now character, and it will store the pointer right here. So this is a pointer p, so p which is equal to name. Okay, for a string only this declaration will store its base address. You can see here, so means this string only means only this string declaration will store its base address. Now I just use while loop. So while static p and not equal to, here I just write /0. Okay, and then cout, which is static p, and then p++ for the increment operator, and then return 0. Okay, run this code right now, and here is a problem which is while loop, and yes, it is. Copy this and paste it right here. Okay, now I just run this code, and yes, so you can see here it's print the learning. So in this example, since p store the address of the name 0, you can see here the address of the name 0, and then therefore the value of static p is equal to the value of the name 0 right here. For example, like here I just write s, means in the place of 0 I just write s. So in while loop, the first character get print and p++ increase the value of the p by 1. So that now p plus 1 points the name 1. This continues until the pointer reach and the end of the string. For example, before static p becomes equal to /0. So it will take only the user input, means it will take the result as the character string, which is the name of learning. So this is a simple example of pointers with a string. So if you find any of the problem regarding to this lecture, please let me know. And thanks for watching this lecture. Thank you.